Hello friends, today we are looking at ACCA paper Strategic Business Leader. We are looking at the spreadsheet skills that you need to develop so you'll be successful in the computer-based exams. Let's jump in and get started. I have the September-December 2019 SBL exam opened. You can find this following the link below. Now, to prepare for your upcoming SBL exam, I recommend that you use the past exams, such as the one that I have opened, and you can practice this in the practice platform. In this video, I am going to take you through the spreadsheet requirement only. So I am going to fast forward to page 3, and we are going to look at requirement B1 as a standalone practice example where we look at the spreadsheet skills you need for SBL. I'm looking at B1. The verb is evaluate, and we are evaluating implications. We've got two categories of implications. So in your word processing tool, you will open up two headings, financial and non-financial. We are going to do the background working so you will be able to answer the financial evaluation part. Let's look at the exhibit that you will need for your spreadsheet workout. I am looking at page 7, exhibit 3. This is the information that we will need for our spreadsheet work. Please review this now before you go on. Follow the link below. Check out this past exam paper. Check out exhibit 3. All right, what do we have here? We are looking at a limiting factor, scarce resource type of problem. This question, this requirement is testing the assumed knowledge that you need to bring forward from performance management into SBL. So if you are not up to speed on a limiting factor, scarce resources type of question, this would be a good time. Pause the video, check out your PM resources, get up to speed on that topic, and then come on back. Now, the financial information we're going to need in our spreadsheet is presented here in this box. Now, when you are in the SBL exam, they could give this exhibit to you in one of two ways. It could be a PDF or it could be a spreadsheet. Now, if you're lucky, you'll get a spreadsheet, so you would be able to copy, paste this information right into your spreadsheet tool. If you're unlucky, they would give it to you as a PDF, in which case you will need to retype some of this information. I have the spreadsheet tool open, and I will now bring the information from the exhibit into my spreadsheet, either by copy paste or by retyping. And I've got to check out two different options of dealing with my scarce labor hours. So in order to do this, let's get all of that contribution and time per unit information into the spreadsheet so we can go quickly using relative cell addresses to grab that info. I've got the information ready to go. Remember, there will be no marks for spreadsheet skills. There will be no marks for color, for format. So keep things simple. Keep things laid out in a professional manner so the marking team can follow what you are doing. Now, let us rank the products because we will start with the product with the highest contribution per hour. With this information, we can get busy testing the two options. So the second thing I'm going to do is test my production if I prioritize Excelsior. So let me use a template here. I'll build up the template, and that way I can save a lot of time with a copy paste later. Let's always copy paste when we can to save a little bit of time. So I've got my columns set up. Now I need my rows. And let's look at the production, the number of units that we will produce, the total hours used, the total hours that remain, and then our contribution earned. So we can use this standard production plan template that you should remember from your performance management syllabus. I've got my rows in place. Let's widen that column just a bit more. Now, to get the total hours used, we need to multiply the production volume, that's in row 11, by the hours per box, which is in row 4. I will use some absolute cell addressing. That is when you put the $ in front of the row or the column so that when you copy paste it, it sticks to the specific cell that you reference. So let me build up my formula. That will be equal to cell B11 multiplied by cell B4. And I will lock in that row by putting a $ in front of the 4. And I will now copy paste that across by dragging. And we can then do the same thing here in column E. That will be equal to E11 multiplied by B4, locking in the B, locking in the 4 with a $. Let's now calculate the hours remaining. So we start with 30,000 hours. That will be equal to 30,000 minus the hours we use making the first one. Okay, so we've got 26. Now we can use relative cell addressing for the rest of this exercise. C13 will be equal to B13 minus the hours we used here. And I can now drag this across the rest to see how many hours are remaining. We see we run out of hours when we make box B for BB because the hours remaining has become negative. Okay, so let us come back here to row 11. Let's set the production of B and C to 0 under the BB option. And let's see how many boxes of B we can actually make with the remaining hours. So that will be equal to the hours remaining after we make A, which is in cell E13, and we divide that by the hours per box in cell C4, and we get the result. Look at that. The hours remaining now are a small fraction because of that partial box. So 2666.667, we can't make a partial box. So let us go into C, into cell F11 and just manually round that down. So I'll just type in 2666. Yes, we could use the round function, but it's going to be more work, and there are no marks for spreadsheet skills. So I will just manually round that down. Next step is to get the contribution earned. So that will be equal to my contribution per box over here, multiplied by my production. Now I can drag that across. And you can see that the formula is broken because of the relative cell addressing. So I'll just come back over here and we will pick that up, equal to 3,000 multiplied by that contribution per box one more time, and continue our copying along. Yes, I know what some of you are thinking. We could make a more elegant spreadsheet model that does that for us automatically. However, there are no marks for spreadsheet skills, and it's easier to fix a little thing like that just with a manual fix rather than a coded fix. Now, to get the total contribution, we'll put a total here at the end. Okay, in the final column, I can come down here to row 14. Now, I will just use the handy-dandy sum function here. I'll just open up a sum, and I will grab this range of cells, closing that out, and there is the total contribution earned from option Prioritize Excelsior. Let's now make quick work of option 3, and we can use copy-paste to save a lot of time. I will just copy that. I'm going to paste it down into row 16, and then I'm going to manually fix anything that is broken from the copy-paste. Okay, and we need to now change the order of the customer. So 1 is going to be BB, and 2 is going to be Excelsior. Now, if we change the order of the stores, we have to change the production volume. That's going to be 3,000 and 2,000. And look at that, we used relative cell addressing, so a lot of our formulas still work when we did the copy-paste. If we hadn't used the relative cell addressing, we'd have to rebuild a lot of this. So let's just come down here now and fix what needs to be fixed. We run out of units again. We run out of hours again at box B. So let's set those to 0. Let me now come to cell F19, and that will be equal to 2,000 hours remaining divided by hours per box. Okay, now once again we cannot make a partial box, so let us manually round down, and I'll just type in 666. We'll have a couple of hours left over. Something is wrong with the contribution. It's picking up in a relative cell address, so let me just rebuild that. Contribution will be equal to the production multiplied by the contribution per box, right over there. Same thing here. We can just change that to cell B3. And copy paste. And there we have it. We have fixed our formulas. A final step could be to calculate the difference in contribution. Okay, so now we can make a final row. And that will be equal to the larger one minus the smaller one. Now we can clean this up a tiny bit. There will be no marks awarded for formatting, but we could just grab all of this to make it easier on our eye. We could set that to a 1,000 separator. Maybe it looks a bit better. Ladies and gentlemen, there we have the working. Okay, so we will get marks awarded for our calculations based on this spreadsheet. But I really want to stress now, SBL is different from the applied skills papers. You will need to bring the numbers that you have calculated back into your word processing tool and do a full discussion. Okay, you will not get full credit for the financial analysis unless you bring those numbers in and give a quick discussion. Ladies and gents, there you have it, the spreadsheet tool used in the SBL exam. I hope you found that helpful. If you found this interesting, please throw down a like, and you feel free to subscribe to the channel for more videos on ACCA Exam Technique and exam knowledge. This is Steve signing out. Bye for now.